Hey everyone, I haven't done a video in a while. This is going to be my heavily edited but unscripted thoughts on Crazy Rich Asians. And I just swung in my chair. And if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you've already seen the movie. Or you don't care. In which case, that's fine. But I don't usually get that much into spoilers, but I really don't. I don't like having to flash a big spoiler warning, so don't complain to me. So I'm assuming you've already seen the movie if you're watching this, which is usually the format I've been trying to do with these videos. I don't know if it works. What do you think? Do you think it works? I don't know if it works. What did I think of the movie? So I saw it yesterday night, and I saw it in the city. I'm not a big rom-com person. I pretty much only go to the movie theaters for the big superhero movies, and that's part of the reason why I haven't made a video in a while. I haven't been going to any of the movies. I think what was the big? I know Mission Impossible came out, and I didn't see that because I feel like all the Mission Impossibles pretty much all the Mission Impossibles have been the exact same film, in which Ethan Hunt goes rogue, and then it turns out the bad guy is part of the organization. I don't know if this latest movie was different in the last part, but he definitely goes rogue again, and I don't know. It just gets a little tiring, and I'm not that big of a film of action movies that are just pure action that don't really have a genre twist to it, or that are deep in a genre like science fiction or superhero movies. So like I've been saying, I haven't been seeing very many movies lately, but I got somewhat dragged along to this movie last night, and I've decided I enjoyed it. I thought compared to some other rom-coms I can think of, it was better written. The comparison that always came to my mind was not really a rom-com, well, kind of 50 Shades of Grey, and I feel like this was better written, definitely, than that. And for one thing, it's more multi-layered than just um, ordinary girl meets guy who's incredibly rich, and then they hook up. It's a little bit more, has more layers. It's not just the fact that he's rich, and it really, as much as that's a big marketing thing, I feel like watching this film, at a certain point in the movie, it's not really about the money, and it sort of reflects what the character. I don't know if he said a line or something, but I feel like he said something. The character of Nick Young said something earlier in the film, like, the money is not a big deal for him, and in a certain sense, in the movie, it's not a big deal. It becomes more about Asian American versus Asian, and yeah, that was interesting. I mean, I'm not. It doesn't. I'm, I'm pretty white, so this is what unscripted looks like. What else to say about the film that hasn't already been said? This is why I shouldn't watch reviews. Well, I didn't watch multiple reviews. I just watched the Screen Junkies review, and now all I can think of are the talking points that they said. Specifically, I know the one criticism that I agreed with Dan Murrow about was the side plot with, I don't remember her name. Let me take a second to look it up. So the side plot has to do with Astrid, played by Gemma Chari, or Gemma Chari, I don't know. And Dan Murrow said it felt a little unneeded. Like something that seemed to be like from the novel, and then they just kept it. And I have to say I somewhat agreed with it. It did feel a little superfluous at times. I think it may have been left in the film because there is it's not really a pivotal to her character, but I think it's a good scene when she sort of the character played by Constance Wu, the protagonist Rachel Chu, comforts Astrid on the beach, and then Astrid opens up Astrid opens up about the fact that she found out her husband is having an affair, and I don't think it's really pivotal either way to the film, to Rachel's story, but I think it does help show another side of the character. I think in these kind of films, it always helps when you have and you don't just have stuff happening to the main character, but you have the protagonist actually do something and actually behave like a human being. And in this scene, it's showing her relatability in a way, and I feel like that may have been a reason why, if there was any discussion about removing that side plot, that may have been part of the reason why they decided to keep it. And also maybe sequels. I don't know. It did seem a little strange that they had a in credit scene where Astrid sees somebody at the party, because this it felt a little bit like something out of a superhero movie, except we have no idea who that guy is. Like, other than the fact that she sees some guy and, oh yeah, it's on. It's not like a superhero movie where like half the like you'd have something like that set up, and then it's a known character, and like half the people in the movie theater would go, what, and then the other half would be going, oh my god. Uh, so I seem yeah, the end credit stinger with Astrid's character was a little odd, but on the whole, I found that her side story somewhat interesting, if somewhat unneeded. And then I also have to say, at the beginning of the not the beginning of the film, near the beginning of the film, where we see the sequence of the maids hiding the stuff, I don't know if it was because we were being so introduced to so many characters. I just hadn't figured out who was where and why stuff was happening. I didn't really realize it was that related to that character until related to Astrid's character until later in the film when it's brought up, and then we realize what significance it has, because I didn't know what was happening at the beginning. I thought it had something to do with Nick at first, like, and I didn't know what was going on. So yeah, I really shouldn't watch other people review movies before I try to do this. And this isn't a review, so I'm just talking. I can talk about a review if I want to. Maybe I should incorporate that, because this I'm waving a chip about, but maybe I should somewhat incorporate that. Maybe I will. But yeah, I haven't heard. I haven't gone looking for much of what else other people are saying about this movie. So one of the things I want to talk about is this movie compared to 50 Shades of Grey, and that's because I can. And I thought it was interesting. See, even just watching it, I was comparing it, and I was thinking in my head before I even saw it. Like, I feel like when Screen Junkies does the honest trailers, it's gonna be end with Asian 50 Shades of Grey, and it's not 50 Shades of Grey, thankfully. It's much better than 50 Shades of the Grey of the Grey. That would be that's a entirely different thing, and I think it was much more enjoyable. 50 Shades was just I didn't even see I didn't see the third one. I was forced to go to the first and second one, and thankfully I wasn't forced to go to the third one. And the first one, all both of them were badly written, and I think it seemed like the first one had more effort on the director's side, and I read that there was a lot of conflict behind the scenes on that movie, and I think it shows that the director really put into a lot of work into actually making it somewhat watchable, unlike the second one. But overall, they're still pretty bad, and okay, so one thing, the chemistry between the leads in this movie is far superior. The writing is far superior, and then also on a conceptual level, like I said before, it's in 50 Shades you just have, well, it's Twilight fan fiction for one thing, but even the story itself, it's just a girl meets a rich guy who then she finds out is into BDSM, but she wants to be in a relationship with him, and yeah, that's the movie. That's one of the problems with 50 Shades. It doesn't have a really clear conflict. Now, obviously, in this movie, the conflict is pretty much between Rachel and Nick Young's mother, whose name I'm going to look up, whose name is Eleanor. And the conflict is mainly between those two, and then you have the sort of the normal rom-com between Rachel and Nick. Another thing that this movie does much better is that the comedy is actually funny, for one thing. It's, yeah, I feel like there should be a whole spiel I should say about it, but I just want to say it's funny. I thought a lot, pretty much everything landed in terms of humor. The actress who plays her best friend from college was very funny. Overall, I thought it was a good movie, and I think if you haven't seen it, I I would recommend it if you want to go see it. Obviously, if rom-coms aren't your thing, then you don't feel like you need to go out and see it. Why are you asking me for advice? Well, that's pretty much it for my thoughts on. I almost said 50 Shades is great. What movie did I watch? Well, that's pretty much it for my thoughts on Crazy Rich Asians. If you have anything you wanted to comment or disagree with or say something or anything, I don't know. You know where to comment. You know the deal. It's YouTube. Come on. Figure it out. And then the other channel news, you noticed I tried the webcam once, and I'm back to using my phone because the webcam sucks. But I do use it for other stuff, so it wasn't a complete loss. And I haven't made, this is the first video I made in a while. Like I said earlier, I haven't been watching much, and I've been trying to think of other content to make, but I don't know. I'm afraid, a little afraid that people aren't gonna like the stuff I make, and I don't know what to make. And then I get trapped in this idea of what YouTube channel should be, and maybe I should make a video about this, but it seems like a lot of people really just focus on one thing, and I keep feeling boxed in, like I need to focus on just like movies, or if I don't focus on movies, I feel like that's the reason why people aren't paying attention to my channel, and also the fact that I'm not posting on a regular basis, and it sucks. So, you know, I don't know. If you're all interested in me doing other content, feel free to tell me. I'm sure you probably would already do that without me telling you to, but feel free. I may or may not listen to you. I have no guarantees. Anyway, I think that'll be it for this video. Well, see you in the next one.